Meanwhile, the Government Accountability Office reported to Congress today. The news was mixed. The GAO judged Iraq to have failed in 11 of its 18 political and security goals.
And, of course, that was the idea behind the surge, to give the Iraqi government time to get its act together, and apparently that is not the case. And with us tonight, our good friends, ENID GOLDSTEIN and Phil Cowan, on our Friday night version of our little SmackDown event here. This Petraeus report coming up Monday. Either of you guys surprised?
Not really. You know, I just really wish we'd wait for the report. Let's wait for the report and see what the man has to say.
Well, wait a minute, Phil, because the president, why does he get to say there's progress in Iraq, and he says everybody else has to wait for the report?
Yeah, he's saying there's progress in Iraq. Katie Couric is saying there's progress in Iraq. By all accounts, militarily, there's been progress in Iraq. Where we're falling short is politically. Where is
the evidence that there's any kind of progress in Iraq? I'm changing Petraeus' name to General Betraeus because I think that's what it's going to wind up being. The numbers have been cooked. There's absolutely no proof that this surge has been working. For example, let me give you an example that the Washington Post quoted.
In terms of security, there's plenty of indication that it's been
successful. If you get a bullet in the front of your head, they're calling it a criminal event. If the bullet comes to you in the back of your head, it's insurgent activity. They haven't been keeping numbers of civilian deaths since 2005. They have been cooking the books.
Enid, folks from the New York Times, as I just said, Katie Couric, and many other mainstream media folks. Katie Couric, she can hardly keep her job, so you're going to take her word on this you and
surge?
I barely keep one too, but that's beside the point. And a couple of guys from the New York Times who had been very anti-war have all come back and said, from a security perspective,
let's see the numbers.
From a security perspective, it is working.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday we will hear the whole thing chapter and verse, but I want to get your opinion on Fred Thompson. You know, everybody knew he was going to enter the race. What do you think, Enid?
Well, he knocked up his girlfriend when he was in high school, and his aides had been jumping ship. And I have to tell you something.
Why am I not surprised that was the first thing out of your mouth?
That's the worst thing you can say about him?
Well, listen, I met him in Los Angeles. He addressed a whole room full of talk show hosts, and we were so looking forward to what he had to say, and he completely bored us.
I will agree with that.
And his pallor is not good. He's
what do you think, Phil? See the next Ronald Reagan?
No, I don't think we are. I agree with Enid. I thought his whole announcement process, the website, the Jay Leno thing, was really anticlimactic. There was nothing really exciting or inspirational about it. Where I think Thompson may have a shot is on the likability factor. I think he hurdles to the head of the class in this Republican race, and he might actually make me want to watch the next Republican debate if he's in it.
This is a guy who never met a cliche he didn't like. So.
On that point, let's leave it to the big issue of the day. I think everybody's yakking about it, the old water cooler. This is the woman who tried to board a Southwest flight, and they kicked her off the plane because of this outfit. They said it was simply too revealing. Then they worked out a compromise and allowed her to fly on. So what do you think?
I never sat next to her on any of my flights. I can tell you that.
Well, you remember Southwest Airlines when it got started in 1973? All the stews wore hot pants, and you couldn't get any shorter than that.
Yeah, but they wore pants. I mean, something, you know. I mean, well, anyway.
I think the story is. the real story is here. The allegation is that she might have been wearing a bra, but not necessarily anything. She was pulling a Sharon Stone. Well, but here's my thing. I think that what they ought to ban from airlines is the people who are so fat they take up 2 seats.
Well, I really think, you know, we got some.
I resent that.
All right, some viewer mail. Somebody said we should also ask screaming babies to exit the plane. So you're right. There's a whole lot of things that they don't like on planes. One viewer says, wear a bikini and get it over with. Another one says, well, at least it's not so easy to conceal weapons.
Yeah, but
well, there is that.
Should airlines, I guess they have the authority, the capability, and maybe they should, to decide who can fly and who can't, but based on clothing?
Well, and I really think we need to have some kind of a firm policy in place regarding this. There have been a lot of stories in the last couple of years about individual crews kind of ad hoc decisions, and I'm not sure that's good business.
But here, you know what I'm taken by? The fact that we use sex to sell everything, but you can't buy sex.
Well, she was a Hooters girl, so maybe it was all a big publicity stunt. Who really knows? Thank you very much, Phil and Enid.
She was a Hooters girl?
You're going to carry on this discussion Monday?
You know, I don't know.
As
long as I ask David, I don't know.
All right. Phil, Enid, thanks so much.
Thank you.